What's up, everybody? Nick Gismondi with you here on another episode of World Team Tennis Today. 16 days in the books from the Greenbrier here in White Sulphur Springs, West Virginia. And the action today split between the center court next to the creek and, of course, our indoor facility. The weather a little bit unpredictable at times here in West Virginia. Well, our first match had playoff implications written all over it. The Chicago Smash on a roll in second place, trying to get that first seed firmly in the playoffs because they had already clinched, taking on the Orange County Breakers, who are fighting to get into that top four teams. Here's how it played out in our Geico highlights.
Check out the highlights. It all started in mixed doubles. You said to yourself, Jen, like you like the combo of Stevie Johnson and Jen Brady.
I did like that combo. They both served well and executed well from the baseline. They were both moving pretty well at the net, but those big forehands starting to kind of find their mark in this match here. Coach Ricky Leach did the lineup and felt like this might be the one to really watch, putting it first.
They get
but
the
OC
break.
Breakers get the win.
They get the break in the 7th game, and here they do. They serve it out. Brady hitting so big all day long. They have a 5-3 lead. Then we go into women's doubles, and from the beginning, the women's doubles for the Chicago Smash, that is their best squad right there.
Absolutely, Chicago Smash immediately subbing in Bethany Maddox-Sands. She's a fantastic doubles player and such amazing energy out there. Look at that play on that forehand up the line.
That was a big deciding point, and the Smash took the first 5 deciding points in this match. Smash up 4-2 here. Breakers get that hold, but the Smash would eventually serve it out, and it's another deciding point. That forehand goes long. We are at 8 games apiece going into the 3rd set. Here comes Stevie Johnson.
Here comes this gigantic forehand of Stevie Johnson. He had a clear strategy he wanted to employ against Brandon Nakashima, the rookie standout of this season. That was try to get the ball into the forehand side over there, into that corner, and then rip forehands. Saw some gamesmanship from Stevie Johnson. He won a couple of deuce points to get those 2 breaks in the 5-1 win.
Yeah, a couple second serve, huge returns on the forehand wing, gets the 5-1 win. He's pumped because he lost to Brandon the last time they played. And then women's singles, it was Sloane Stephens to start, but Jen Brady was amazing all day long.
And Jennifer Brady just playing such awesome tennis right now, finding the range on that forehand, moving extremely well, staying in these rallies against Sloane until she finds the right ball. That was a great backhand put away on that one.
So here comes Jeannie Bouchard. We've seen this before, inheriting a 3-1 deficit, but I don't think Brady noticed anything different on the other side of the net. She just kept wailing away at the forehands.
And Jennifer Brady doing what a good tennis player does, and just playing the ball, staying in the moment. Fantastic tennis from him.
They win 10 out of those next 12 games, both in the men's and women's singles. They have a huge lead going into men's doubles. It was King and Rahm, and Stevie stayed on the court, this time playing with Austin Krajicek.
And Orange County unable to come through this match, but it didn't really matter with Jennifer Brady and Stevie Johnson's amazing singles, putting them so far ahead.
Here's set point. They win the set 5-4, and that means we go into extended play. They would need to win 7 straight games. They only get 1. Krajicek holds, and they win 23-16. And here's how it looked. First 2 sets they split, and then the difference was the singles. Stevie Johnson, Jen Brady, they took them home today.
Our second match of the day here on day 16 started outside, but we quickly had to move inside. The winds picked up, the rain came down, and Springfield versus Las Vegas was the dual court that we had mentioned a little earlier. Now here's another one with playoff implications written all over it. Springfield comes in as the back-to-back King Trophy champion, but they got out to a real slow start. A little bit of a surge has picked them up and put them in a position. I'm not going to say it's a good one, but as of today, they were not mathematically eliminated from the playoffs, so they needed a big one against the Vegas Rollers, and as you'll see in our Geico highlights, they got it.
Here's what the highlights look like with the Rollers and the Lasers. Men's doubles kicking off. Bob and Mike Bryan taking on Robert Lindstedt and Jean-Julien Roger. 4 veterans, all Grand Slam champions. A lot in this one, very tight match. We started this outside and the weather was perfect. Suddenly high winds and rain. Moved indoors, and this is how it unfolded indoors.
Oh, Bob Bryan so effective around the net. Big recovery for the Bryans after losing serve right away in the transition indoors.
And how about Mike Bryan in the deuce? The Bryan brothers switching sides on the return, and it paid off in this one as they took it 5-4 in the 9-point tiebreak. Next up, the women's singles, Katie McNally, Ayla Tomljanovic. Tomljanovic, an addition this season to the roster of the Rollers. And McNally, very strong. Tomljanovic with the drop shot winner.
Katie McNally really committed to coming forward after a slow start, down a break, took the break back.
Yeah, there was the break. Set that up nicely. You liked her position when she finished. And how about the serve and volley?
Oh, old school, so good coming forward, young Katie McNally.
Set point. And there it was, 5-3, the teenager. Mixed doubles next. Mike Bryan alongside Monica Puig, Robert Lindstedt, and McNally getting it going. Lots of good tennis in this one.
Look at those hands from Mike Bryan. Pulling a rabbit out of a hat with that volley.
That ball looked like it was by him, but he kept it going. Katie McNally, so good in her transition play. Look at the technique right out of the textbook. Here was a set point. And Lindstedt comes up with a reflex volley, the lasers. Lindstedt and McNally take it 5-3. Women's doubles. Puig, Tomljanovic, McNally, and Haley Carter.
This set was all Springfield, except for that one off the throat of the racket, though Ayla Tomljanovic.
Like the body English. But the Rollers were in trouble. They got the break back with Carter playing some nice tennis. And here was another break for Monica Puig, finishing it off at the net. Now a substitution is Govortseva would step in and try and serve it out, a deciding point, and they took it. So they win 3 straight events right in the heart of this one, 5-3. Finishing it up, Sam Querrey and Mitchell Kruger in the men's singles. Here's Kruger for the Lasers.
Oh, that's the Kruger bread and butter, the backhand up the line.
Like to see Sam Querrey playing that transition tennis. Obviously the weapons in the backcourt help him play in the front court. And how about this? Sam Querrey takes the tiebreak, forces extended play. The Lasers needed to win a game.
Depth from both players. Mitchell Kruger with a great defense, drawing the error from Querrey there.
And match point, one swing of the racket, and Kruger gets it done, takes the game, and clinches it for the Lasers, 24-19. It's a nice win for the Lasers. They took 3 of the 5 sets. The other 2 sets that the Rollers won were tiebreak sets. So a nice move by Springfield, who really showed some heart, coming into 3-8, disappointment in their season, but they delivered tonight. Coach DeJager will be happy about that.
Well, our final match of day 16 was back at center court Creekside under the lights on an absolutely picture-perfect West Virginia evening, and it featured a team that was eliminated from the playoffs, the San Diego Aviators, taking on the Orlando Storm, another team trying to firm up their positioning. Now, Orlando has been surging, especially as of lately, getting amazing performances from Tennis Sandgren. Jessica Pegula has been amazing, and the performance of Ken Skupski, one of the veteran leaders on this team. It was a real good match that sort of came down to the end, as you'll see in our Geico highlights.
Orlando, one of the hottest teams in World Team Tennis, trying to make it 5 match wins in a row, starting in mixed doubles, Jess Pegula, Ken Skupski against Johnny O'Mara, Christina McHale. And Orlando locked in right away.
And everybody talking about Jess Pegula's game right now. She paired with veteran Ken Skupski, taking off Mikhail and O'Mara. Some doubts there in O'Mara's serve, who gets broken in the first game, and Pegula and Skupski took over after that, giving their team the first set up 5-2.
Big winner for Skupski to finish things off. On to women's singles. Pegula has been very good, one of the top singles players in the league, against Sabine Lisicki, who was traded the night before from New York after winning against Venus Williams to San Diego, and Pegula all over her.
A great attitude by Lisicki to come out fighting, all smiles. John Lloyd making a great speech before the match because they had just been traded, but Jess Pegula was just too much, taking it from the start and never really letting Lisicki back in the match, and winning this one 5-love.
So Pegula continues a fine run of play, and a winner in mixed and women's singles. Then in men's singles, Tennis Sandgren's been one of the elite in the league, taking on Ryan Harrison. First time they met, there were no breaks of serve, and it looked like they might go to a tiebreaker again.
It's just impressive the way Tennis Sandgren came from the stoppage, and he looks strong, he looks in control, especially of his serve, serving very big and in the right points. And Harrison here did all he could. The complete player, Harrison, the leader in that San Diego team, but Tennis Sandgren was just too good. He came up with the break here at 3-0. This is the break point. Just check out the movement from Sandgren and how hard he can hit it as well. Finesse it cross court for the break, and then he held for a 5-3 win.
Sandgren able to get past Harrison and get a little revenge after Ryan beat him in a set earlier this season. So 15-5 after 3 sets. Looked like blowout city, but hang on. Pegula and Urak against Christina Mikhail and the other newcomer for San Diego in the trade, Kaveta Peshka, and she was dialed in at the net.
Oh yeah, Mikhail got in Lisicki's place with the veteran Peshka at 45, and they just tore it up here against two very good doubles players in Urak and Pegula, and they surprised everybody. They could have won easier, and it went 5-1. Great play by the veteran all throughout this fourth set.
So San Diego closing the gap a little bit. Then in men's doubles, there's the matchup for you. Skupski-Sandgren against Tamara and Harrison. San Diego had to have it, and they did get it.
Well, that was a chance to break here earlier, and we will not know what happened with that one. Harrison, can't believe he missed that shot. Look at O'Mara at the net. But Tennis Sandgren with 3 winners in that game to break, and they really never looked back.
San Diego did get a break, and then on to the deciding point, Harrison lasering a backhand. San Diego eventually sending it into extended play, but Skupski so smooth in his service game.
Oh, he was solid in this one, winning it at 15, Very solid closing it up. He was the player of the match.
So only 1 game of extended play needed for Orlando to finish the job. 19-15 make it 5 straight match wins for Orlando, which didn't clinch a playoff spot tonight, but it's looking better and better for the Storm.
All right, well, our friend Nina Pantic joins us right now on a big day in World Team Tennis. Obviously, the night before was the trade deadline. The New York umpire come out with a massive move. Now, I see Luke Jensen doing this because they're in the playoffs, but not firmly in the playoffs. You had a chance to talk to Coco and Luke. Let's get your take on things first.
Look, Coco is so excited. She gets to play singles because Kim Clijsters has been dealing with some injuries, and Luke Jensen wants to time her for the playoffs. This gives Coco a big chance to play singles, mixed, doubles. She's been crushing it in doubles with Nicole Melikar. They've got some big wins. They've beaten Venus, they've beaten Gabi Dabrowski, they've beaten Bethany Maddox-Sands, they've beaten Kim Clijsters. They've done it all.
Well, obviously, this is a trade that makes some serious waves. This doubles team now comes in at 8-2 right now in the World Team Tennis season. You had a chance to talk to Luke Jensen. Let's hear what he had to say about the trade.
I think the biggest thing is that this energy even grows. Team Awesome has always been one based on positivity, enthusiasm, having a ton of fun. Already we've planned some team bonding events in the first day of the trade. So we got a team dinner. We've already been practicing with each other. We've already set up the order of play within the team of how we're going to attack tomorrow. So it's already, these are team players. They played World Team Tennis. They understand what it takes, the intensity, the passion for us to get into the playoffs. So my intention with this trade, if Kim gets healthy, look out, World Team Tennis.
Well, as always, Nina, thank you so much for joining us. We love having you on.
It's awesome.
All right, Nina Pantic, everybody. And that's going to do it for us today on World Team Tennis Today. Make sure you follow us on all of our social handles and be ready for another exciting day of tennis coming up. And just in case you're wondering, here's a look at that schedule. So are we recording then or no?
Yes.
Is it live? Should we do it live? Let's do it live.
Do it live.
Let's do it live.